We want to welcome you to the O'Reilly Family Event Center at Drury University, Springfield, Missouri, for the 2024 NCHBC National Homeschool Tournament. I'm CJ Pomeroy, joined by Jeremy Caldwell for this 9 o'clock matchup between the HHBA Lightning out of Virginia and the Tyler Heat from Tyler, Texas. HHBA, their first NCHBC tournament, playing for an opportunity to get into the National Sweet 16.
HHBA comes in after 2 games yesterday. 11 three-pointers in the first game, 12 in the second. So we know they can shoot a lot of threes, but one thing to keep an eye on, CJ, is in that second game late last night, HHBA had a couple of the guys that started cramping early, and we're only a few hours removed from that game. So let's see how fast they got hydrated.
Liam Velker, the 50% three-point shooter with an early three. Needs some rest and hydration after games like yesterday.
Nolan Bailey had a pretty good game as well for them, the big man.
Nice left-hand layup for Nolan.
As he's the first one on the board for HHBA here. And, you know, watching the 2 games yesterday, they don't score too many times inside the paint. Great pass.
Jackson Tomlin, I don't know where he saw that happening, but wow, what a play. Right there as Eli Anderson gets the bucket. So early 2-2 tie. You know, yesterday we were calling the first HHBA game, and I tell you what, Nolan Bailey, he doesn't have a ton of height compared to some of the other players that we're used to seeing, but he knows how to use his body. Very physical player. Tomlin can't get that to go.
Right. Tomlin's a really quick guard, and when he gets the ball, he pushes the pace for sure. And so
Tomlin on the All-American watch list, top 25 for the top 25 players in the nation, along with HHBA's Liam Velker and number 2 right there, Jackson Lockhart.
Good defensive play there by Eli Anderson. He in the game last night where they played Missouri Rush to win the pool, he struggled a little bit in that game, got a little bit of foul trouble early, and they're going to need to get him going here in this game and help propel them. Because the winner of this game, even though HHBA was 0-2 yesterday in pools, if they just win this morning, they are going to be in D1 because the winner advances to the Sweet 16.
And that's a change of the format to how we've always done it here at the national tournament, but the idea being to make sure that we get the best 16 teams in the nation into the Sweet 16. Great left-hand finish right there for John Hall.
Yeah, he did a good job of looking off Liam, knowing that Jackson Tomlin was on the weak side, and made Liam have to try to commit to one or the other, and was able to finish.
Interesting change here of strategy for HHBA. Yesterday, Jackson Lockhart is the primary point guard. Oh, Nolan Bailey. Great drive, finish, looking for the and one. That foul is on
Eli Anderson.
But today, Liam Velker is primarily bringing the ball up here in the early going of the first period. We'll see if that continues on.
And you got to wonder if that's due to the cramping of last night.
Was that Jackson that was cramping?
That was Jackson and Liam.
Yeah.
So
the climate here in Springfield has been really dry, so it's very necessary for the players to stay hydrated. Great take, but can't get the ball to go down. That was Elijah Grimes, and Velker, second 3 of the game. He's 0 for 2. Don't expect that to continue as the trend. And John Hall, and over the back.
That's going to be on number 3 for Tyler Heat.
Waker Hartman.
So
Little full court man pressure here being applied by Jackson Tomlin, the star guard for the Tyler Heat. Jackson is great ball player for the Heat. Phenomenal accomplishments throughout his 4-year career that we'll talk about here in just a minute.
So Liam and Jackson both have went over from the three-point line as Jackson missed that three. And they're still up 5-4, but it's going to be a quick timeout by the Lightning coach, or by Tyler Heat coach, I'm sorry. So it's going to be a full timeout, but we'll stay here and talk a little bit about the game. So yesterday, as you can see, some of the players for HHBA already rubbing on their calves. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays into this game as, playing 2 games yesterday, knowing if they win this one, they're going to have to play another game this afternoon. And hopefully when they got home yesterday, there was some hydration going on. As you can see, there's a case of water with them on the bench.
I was noticing that.
They are going to try to make sure they stay hydrated because the pace at which they play and the amount of threes that they shoot, they're definitely going to need their legs.
Yep.
And it was a very interesting ending to their game last night as point differential was going to come into play. And the strategy that they used to try to get to overtime so they could get the point differential they needed to win the pool, and then realized that they just didn't have the legs to do it. So went ahead and conceded in overtime. But their three-point shooters definitely need their legs to shoot, and didn't have them in the overtime last night.
So we'll see what Tyler will come out with after this timeout. A little more. Oh, there's Jackson Tomlin. Jackson Tomlin is the All-Region and All-American, Big South All-Region player, All-American game selection, All-American watch list top 25.
So that was a good timeout there by Coach Tomlin to set up a play that they was able to score on. And now defensively, looks like they're going to try to make sure they run Liam and Jackson off the three-point line.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what.
And actually, Liam's not even on the floor right now. He's on the bench.
Ooh,
so you got to wonder if, he's got to try to save some of these legs in the first half of the game so he can have them late in the game.
A lot more patience here from HHBA. They're trying to find some sort of offensive rhythm. Great dribble right there by Jackson.
That looked like a travel. Got away with it. Ref didn't call it.
Good patience.
Although they have been calling traveling
they got
week.
The mismatch that they wanted. Oh, Bailey had it, and then he got the foul.
Missed shot and then a foul that you don't want as a coach. And that's going to be the first foul on Nolan Bailey. Great inside position and great look, just unable to get it to fall.
Well, and as I was watching that play develop, what I felt like I realized they were trying to do was get the mismatch. I think they were trying to get the big on the Lockhart and the small on the Bailey, and then by then what they could do is they could attack from the guard position on the drive, the Lockhart against the big, or they could go low, which is what they did. Didn't work out for them, and on the other end, Waker Hartman gets 2 more.
Yeah, so that's an early 8-5 lead for the Heat.
So we'll see if that.
Liam's at the scores table ready to check in.
Lockhart pulled the quick trigger right there. Getting 3 quickly for him to tie the game up. And then he strips it away, creating the turnover. And so now they'll come back with a chance to take the lead here with a minute to play in the first period. Trip to the National Sweet 16 on the line for the winner of this game.
They run a lot of motion, a lot of screens.
Great play right there. Got a great look for Xavier Ridenour. And Tyler going to try and dribble penetrate here. A lot of dribble penetration. Great
Good drive
finish
by Hall.
John Hall, 4
He's got
points.
great leaping ability.
He got up on that one. So 30 seconds to go. Are they going to go for one, or are they going to try and get something early?
Automatic. If Jackson and Liam hadn't seen many threes they don't like, so
Yeah.
if you give him a little bit of space, he is not afraid to pull it for sure.
Yeah, I think they're going to
We
play
got
for
10
one
seconds
here.
to go here, and I don't know.
He's going to pull it.
Oh, great kick.
Oh, I don't think they were expecting that.
That's going to be a 2, though.
I don't think any of us were expecting that.
Thad
Maybe
Chavez.
the HHBA faithful were, though. Wow.
Great find by Jackson to knowing that he was going to be defended tight and kick it to the corner. So we end the first quarter in a 10-10 tie. But one thing to notice is Liam and Jackson Lockard, their 2 3-point shooters, have only made one. And Liam was sitting out most of that first quarter.
Last couple minutes there, yeah.
So we're going to have to kind of pay attention to that. I wonder if coach for the Lightning is going to kind of rotate and make sure he keeps one of them on the floor at all times and try to save them till he gets to the fourth and save their legs, because as we seen last night, their legs went out late in that game and they played a late game. So it hydration really quick overnight is hard to do when you start cramping.
Yeah, at that point it becomes really important to stretch. We used to, you got to keep the electrolytes into you. And I know growing up playing, we would always, when we got into big tournaments, especially in Texas, wouldn't be abnormal for someone to eat a pickle or drink some pickle juice.
Right. I don't see any pickles or pickle juice over there,
No.
but as I anticipated, Jackson Lockard is going to start on the bench here in the second quarter, and Liam is going to come back in.
And same for Nolan Bailey.
Probably run point. So
we're going to see if HHBA can get the lead, which they haven't had since the early part of the first quarter.
That's going to be a 10-second call. Great defense by Jackson Tomlin, as Liam was a little bit too patient there to get across half court.
I immediately looked up, and sure enough,
it was 10 seconds.
It was 10 seconds. Yep. Not a way you wanted to start the second period there, but see how they react on defense. Jackson with
good
nice
pass.
Oh, man, nice find by Jackson.
That was a blind pass he threw.
The second one of the game that he's thrown. The first one turned into a layup. So Tyler back to defense here, man-to-man, which is what they've been playing.
Yeah, Tyler plays an aggressive man, and you don't get many wide-open shots off of this.
Yep. You can hear the defense call the back door, which is exactly what was happening. Oh, good save right there by Xavier Ridenour, getting the ball back to Velker.
Yeah, because that was almost a turnover right there, right in front of Scott Staten.
And they're going to get Jet Bell for the foul.
Not many fouls in this game. That's only the fourth total foul. So that's good.
You have to wonder if maybe because of Jackson, great anticipation. He's going to get the steal and the bucket.
He's got 6 quick points. And quickly off the bench is Jackson Lockard and Nolan Bailey.
And Coach Lockard's going to take a timeout, a 30-second timeout here by HHBA.
30 seconds, so the referees are telling them they got to stand up on the floor. And early 12-10 lead here for Tyler Heat.
I wonder if HHBA is their offense seems to be, I don't want to call it slow, but it doesn't necessarily look like they're trying to get quick shots. And I wonder if their intention is, let's just execute for a little bit. Let's try and get this game more into the second half. Keep it close. And then we'll attack then. due to the late game last night.
Right.
The cramps that they were having, trying to preserve their guys here maybe in the first half.
It definitely they are playing at a slower pace than what they played yesterday in the two games. And you know, we're back to Liam and Jackson on the floor at the same time once again. Great drive and kick. Unable to get it down.
I tell you, I've been really impressed with Tyler's ability to get up. They play near the rim. Their guards do. And that is a
jump ball, possession error, goes to Tyler. I mean, yeah, it goes to Tyler Heat. They forgot to change the arrow.
Yeah, Coach Tomlin not in agreement, but referee saying, my call. Tyler, really, I think, one of the best teams that maybe one of the best teams they've ever had at the national tournament.
Yeah, they really good team this year. They won the Gulf Coast this year.
And they're going to get
21, I believe. Yep.
On the hand check.
It's Joseph Wilson.
Just his first, and
two quick substitutions for Tyler.
Elijah Grimes, the senior, going to check in.
And then number 3, Waker Hartman, is coming back in.
And good help defense right there by HHBA as Grimes came in late to attack, and Jackson Lockhart forcing another turnover.
One of the few turnovers that you're going to see from Jackson Tomlin. He's usually pretty smart with the ball.
There's Velker, wide open, cannot get it to go.
Yeah, those two Tyler Heat guys ran into each other.
Pick and roll, no. There it is. Man, Tomlin, such a nice shot. Great form. Really thought he had that one right there.
Yeah, we're still at a 12-10 game.
Slow pace.
Points are not coming at a premium in this game.
Very slow pace. And there's Lockhart with his second 3 of the game. Give HHBA the 1-point lead after having been down or tied most of the game.
It's going to be a foul, number 24. That's going to be on Chris Campbell. And good drive. I thought that was going to be on the shot, but it said it was on the floor.
Just the second team foul for HHBA.
Levi Zerk comes into the game for HHBA, as he is definitely substituting a little bit more today than yesterday after realizing that, you know, playing in this tournament of this caliber, you know, you definitely need your legs in the second half of these games.
That was really interesting right there. Jackson got about 2 feet from the half-court line and stopped.
Right.
And then he backed up, and then he went. So I definitely think, oh, wow, great left-hand finish from Jackson Lockhart. It definitely makes you think that the strategy that Coach Lockhart is taking is slow, slow, slow after yesterday playing fast, fast, fast.
Right. And this could be another foul on
for Levi Zerk.
On Levi Zerk on HHBA, and that's going to send John Hall to the free throw line shooting 2. 3-point game, and this has been a kind of a slow-paced game for both teams, really, as
you wonder if maybe, you know, with the change that we've had in the tournament this year, playing the pool play on Monday, 2 games on Monday, all-day basketball, which is great. Heard nothing but great reviews about the fact that we're playing varsity basketball all day on Monday and Tuesday.
John Hall knocks down the second one after missing the first. Back to a 2-point game.
But, you know, with that, there's a lot of physical toll that it takes on the body. There's an emotional toll it takes on the mind. So you just wonder if You know, today we're just seeing teams having to, it's taking them a little bit longer to find rhythm and consistency, having to overcome. Ooh, we're going to get a push in the back. Jeb Kaufman, or no, sorry, Waker.
Yep.
That's I have Waker for 2.
Yep, that's his second.
That was pretty
really,
blatant right there.
And there was really no need for that because.
Oh, Nolan Bailey came out from nowhere.
Yep. Sent him to the free throw line with the foul from Jackson Tomlin. His first foul.
So Nolan has 5 points, looking for points.
Missed the first free throw. Another substitution for HHBA as Chris Campbell comes back in for Joseph Wilson.
Man, Bailey's got just a really nice game.
Yeah, he finishes well in the paint at the rim.
Tyler just trying to find some sort of offensive rhythm. They've struggled with that after the first couple minutes.
That was a good 3.
Jackson is not shooting the ball all that well, but great steal right there by Grimes. Attacking in transition. Oh, nice.
Good job. Finished by Hall. So he's got 7 points, and we're back tied 15-15. 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter, and just been kind of slow and methodical by both teams.
Yep. Oh, what a play, and he can't get it to go, but he stays with it. Man, had he turned around, he would have had a wide open layup. Ooh, good board right there by Grimes.
Yeah, good box out. Able to come down with it.
Good look into the corner.
Good drive by John Hall.
Design right there. What you saw was Tomlin made the pass to the corner, and then he cut opposite while his teammate that was also wing cut away.
Yeah.
And what they did is it took all the defense to the other side and allowed that baseline player to go one-on-one to get that drive.
Right, and the thing with that is John Hall is a three-point shooter, so you can't leave him open in the corner. So you got to play him tight, and he's able to go by you and shoot the layup. So he's a tough one to defend when he gets the ball in the corner there, being a three-point threat.
And a little 5-out action for HHBA. The three-point shot won't fall. Jackson will bring it back down, trying to string some scoring possessions together for the Tyler Heat. Can't get that one. Not sure I like that take right there.
Yeah, he kind of forced that one.
Ended up underneath the basket. I don't even know if he knew where he was located as he made that drive attempt. And HHBA back to just being methodical and finding Nolan Bailey.
That was a great offensive set there, running Jackson Lockard on the baseline, knowing that you got to cover him on the outside. So Elijah stepped out one step, and Nolan Bailey immediately turned to the ball handler and showed that he was open.
All right, 1 minute to play here. It's a 1-point lead for HHBA. Make it a 1-point deficit as Elijah
Good move
Grimes.
by Elijah Grimes. Finally gets on the score sheet there.
Yeah.
That was good footwork there to set the defender up and spin baseline.
I wonder if we're going to see both teams pick up the speed of play in the second half, as they've both been very methodical offensively here in this first half.
Right, it's been kind of a slow-paced game. Look like they kind of run the same play. Sometimes up top they run a double screen for Jackson.
Interestingly enough, no points yet for Liam Velker.
Right.
One of the top players, also on the All-American watch list, top 25.
It's going to be a foul on Jackson, his second foul.
Coach Tomlin unhappy with that decision by Jackson to pick up a second foul with just 17 seconds to play, knowing that HHBA is not making any real effort to try and score early in the clock.
Right. 16 seconds.
Which, you know, you have to give some some kudos to Coach Lockhart for having his team so disciplined to play this style when you know that they could do a little more. Turnaround
Great
fairway.
defense there. Good job to end the half.
Yep.
18-19. Tyler Heat with the lead here at halftime. Very slow and methodical game by both teams. You got to wonder if that's just a notion to try to save some legs, knowing that if they win this game, they got to play again tonight. So we'll see what happens in the second half, if they pick the pace up or not. We'll take a break with them at halftime, and we'll be back after this.
Welcome back to Springfield, Missouri. We are on the campus of Drury University, O'Reilly Family Event Center. And Scott Staten stepping in for C.J. Pomeroy as C.J. and Jeremy called the first half. He's off to C.J. to do more of his recruiting with HBC, trying to help some of our homeschool players be able to have opportunities to play further. In this one, it's a 19-18 close one. And Jeremy, I've been here with you as the first shot is taken, no good, put back up and followed his own shot, put it in. Great job there by Chris Campbell. But it's been kind of back and forth on this one. Kind of a slowdown we expected after last night's game with HHBA going so long with the overtime.
Yeah, both teams have been really slow and methodical offensively and not really getting in any type of fast-paced game. So you got to wonder if that's due to trying to save some legs, knowing if they win this game, they have to play again tonight.
It's a tough task, but They're young. Anybody can do it. Here's a drive inside, and too strong by the Tyler Heat. Elijah Grimes couldn't get that one to go. Good defense by the Lightning. Back the other way. Lightning just grabbed the lead again after trailing by 1 at the half.
Yeah, it's kind of been back and forth.
And on the drive, Lockhart, he can't get it to go. It was blocked, but we did have a whistle. It looked like maybe it was a clean block, Jeremy, but he came down and on the follow-through got a whistle.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
I think Grimes would join you in not being sure.
So that foul they called on John Hall, and that's going to send Lockhart to the free throw line.
He hit the first, and he hit the second. He's in double digits now. Got almost half their points. 22-19 lead for the Lightning in the powder blue uniforms out of Virginia. Tyler Heat in the white with the bright orange from Texas. Grimes drives strong underneath. He draws the contact and will find himself shooting 2.
That's Nolan Bailey's second foul. And Elijah going to the free throw line. He had 2 points in the first half. They kind of need to get him going as he misses the first free throw. But Nolan Bailey is a really good defender.
He really is.
In the paint there, so it's going to be a chore for Elijah to get going. But
second shot's good. Cuts the lead to 2. Yeah, we saw that last night, Jeremy, in the HHBA game with the PT Warriors. Pike, the All-American for the Warriors, really Bailey did a great job through the first 3 quarters. And even though he was oversized and was able to really keep Pike in check, but then, of course, Pike, you can only hope to contain him. And then on the 3-point attempt, that was no good. There was a foul called. Liam Velker will be at the line, and looks like has he not scored today yet? I just pulled in on this one.
He has not.
Wow.
So now he's going to be shooting 3
free
night, throws.
We saw he put on a shooting clinic in their game. We had 6 threes, plus he got fouled on a 3 and hit all 3 free throws, so essentially 7 3-pointers in the game.
Right.
Hits the first. Got to wonder, I know I heard you and CJ talking about that, the question of stamina in the legs.
Yeah.
Turning around within 12 hours and playing another game after you had an overtime game that was just nonstop. Both teams trading punches and high scoring and so much effort given. He sinks all 3, 25-20. Lightning on top by 5 now.
HHBA's biggest lead.
Oh, beautiful pass by Tomlin. He finds the cutter underneath Waker Hartman.
That's the second time they've ran that backdoor cut, and they scored on it both times.
Lockhart brings it quickly the other way. Bailey goes up, challenged by Grimes, but puts it in.
Good drive by Lockhart to find the weak side Bailey. Looks like the tempo has picked up a little bit here in the third quarter by both teams.
HHBA with 9 points already this quarter, and then on the spin move, taken inside by John Hall. He is called for the travel as he lost his footing on the pivot, not able to catch himself, and so it will give the ball back on the turnover to the Lightning. Lightning bringing it up court. Lockhart, his team up by 5 with 5:39 to go here in the third. This boys 18U game. This is a must-win for these guys if they want to continue to try to get into the Sweet 16 for the boys 18U. Lightning, almost lost the ball. Velker gathers it back in. Hall on the guard. Quick pass down on the block. Back out top. Here's Velker for 3. Got it. We just talked about it. He can shoot the lights out. And even though he had not scored in the first half, he's already got 6 here in this third quarter.
Yeah, 3 free throws and let him see the ball go through the basket.
Quick cross-court pass. They try to answer with a 3. That one is no good by Hartman. We got a whistle, and I believe it's going to stay down at this end on the attempt to rebound.
I believe that foul is going to be on 21, Joseph Wilson.
And into the game, number 42, Aiden Shelton for the Tyler Heat.
He hit quite a few big threes for Tyler last night as they battled Rush.
Here's Tomlin from the wing. That's too short. Rebound comes off to Chris Campbell. Lightning back again on the attack. They're up 30-22. They were trailing by 1 at the half. But since then, they've gone on a 12-2 run, and now they find themselves with an 8-point lead. Or 12-3 run, rather. And there on the jumping floater, Velker gets it to drop, and then we got a timeout called. Velker right now starting to find his stroke, 8 points this quarter, and his team has taken a 1-point deficit and turned it into a 10-point lead. And, boy, they have really started to turn up the heat here, on the heat, so to speak, with Tyler. Jeremy, you've seen, we talked about it. It seemed like you were saying, I saw the whole second quarter as I was in here to come in for the next game.
Right.
But it looked like, you said, it was very slow down, methodical, maybe save your legs. But, boy, it seems like Coach has told them green light now on everything. Let's give it a full go.
Right. And I think that looked like the game plan is to try to save your legs in the first half, because actually Liam sat quite for a few minutes in the first half, which, normally you don't see him sitting on the game. And I think they were trying to keep it close to halftime and then try to give it a full go here in the second half. But, they got to save their legs, because Jackson and Liam both started cramping last night in their game.
Right.
And they know if they win this one, they're going to have to play another one tonight. So that could play into a factor. So they're probably going to try to push this lead up here in this third quarter if they can, and try to rest their guys as often as possible.
Tyler Heat down 10. Got to try to get some offense here. Grimes on the perimeter. He drives. He's cut off by Bailey. Tomlin on the baseline, the spin move. Puts up a jumper off the glass and good. Tomlin, boy, he is such a player. That's only his 6th point, but he runs the point for the Heat and just does a great job making that offense work. That time he's able to find an empty space down on the block and goes in among the Timbers and puts in the 2.
So it looks like Tyler has changed their defense. They're running the zone now.
And that's a tough move sometimes, a zone. The way you get out of it is you shoot out of it, and, boy, they've got the team to do it. Lightning going to work it around, try to find a spot, an empty space in that zone defense.
Yeah, knowing they got a 8-point lead here, they're going to be content with kind of running some clock off and saving their legs a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like they went back to man now, maybe just trying to mix up the defense. You can't leave too many of those guys open on zones. And there on the drive, Lockhart all the way, got his defender on his hip and took him all the way in down the right side to get another 2 points for himself and his team. Another 10-point lead again, 34-24. 12 points now for Lockhart. We got a whistle.
So this is the third game that I've watched the Lightning play, and still haven't figured out why these coaches have not realized that Jackson Lockhart only drives right. And as a former point guard and a former coach, that's one of the first things that I noticed early on in games is the strong hand of the main ball handler. And if you cut that off, then that kind of limits a lot of their opportunities.
Right.
But they continue letting Jackson get to his right hand, and he's a great finisher going right, and he just continues to get to that right hand.
On the other end, Grimes took in a strong shot, but Bailey was there to defend, and he got too far under the goal, missed the shot, and now Lightning kind of taking their time to find it. You're right, Jeremy, and boy, that coach instinct kicks in, and perhaps even if you know that a player tends to be right heavy, and there he goes again, and wow, puts it in even on some good defense. You have to respect his three-point game so much that it seems like they almost have to take a step back, get a little bit too close to him, and then he can blow by him. Once he gets him on his hip, he's got a direct angle to the basket. There on the drive was Tomlin. He draws the foul, and he'll be shooting 2.
And that foul is going to be on Jackson Lockhart. Tomlin's going to go to the free throw line. But Tyler Heat here in his third quarter haven't found any type of rhythm. And so they're trying to find something.
36-24 at halftime. It was a 19-18 Tyler Heat lead, and since then it has just been a flurry, which we have seen the Lightning be able to do in this tournament already, and also in the Midwest where they won it
Yeah, they've already scored 18 here in the third quarter,
matching their first half total. So
right.
that's a definitely we can't confirm because we don't have the sideline reporters, but it sure seems like that the coach's strategy was second half, let's let her rip.
Right. They're going to give Liam a little rest so they can rest his legs. They're up 11, so they figure they can afford to get a few minutes here. 2 minutes left in the third. You got to figure he's probably going to sit the rest of this quarter. Jackson knocks down that free throw.
36-26, back to 10. Now they put on the full court press. Long pass cross court, and they've got a break, but they're going to pull it up. And Xavier Ridenauer gives it over to Lockard. In his able hands, he's going to reset their offense and get things ready to roll. Trying to find those seams in the defense of Tyler. Tyler really trying to force some turnovers, playing some tough man-to-man, but so far Lockard's been able to get in and get a couple of drives, easy layups. And then when you stop the layups, they start shooting from outside. He thought about that one, but then thought better. Lightning just looking for a spot. Velker's on the bench, catching a rest. So Lockard's running everything here. Over in the corner, here's Campbell. Puts up a three, that's too long. Rebound off the hands of the Heat player, but Tomlin tried to gather it in, but his foot stepped on the line. And that will be a turn, not a turnover. Well, yeah, I guess it technically could be a rebound and a turnover. Depends how they score it.
Right.
But either way, it's going to stay down at this end. And the Lightning will bring it in under their basket.
And now Liam's back on the floor, and Jackson Lockard is going to take a break.
Alternating, and then a timeout. So both will get a little rest now. And 1:09 to go, 36-26. And, Jeremy, this is, taking a quick turn. Tyler Heat have really had a good tournament so far. They had another tough game last night.
Yep.
And we've seen a lot of close ones in that pool play. And then now today it's just going to get tougher, it seems like, as you're starting to see some of the cream rise to the top and some of these other teams that are really evenly matched having to settle in and get matchups to continue on that are not going to be an easy road. Yeah,
it's totally different here in this third quarter than the way both teams played in the first half. Both teams, like we'd mentioned, slow, methodical, played smart with the ball. Here in the second half, that HHBA has kind of picked up tempo up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They've hit a few shots, went to the free throw line. They're 5 for 5 from the free throw line. And Tyler just hadn't been able to get in any type of rhythm or go on any type of run. But they're going to have to go on some type of run here shortly to get back in this game. And we're 1 minute and 9 seconds left in the third quarter. And so we got about 9 minutes left to decide who moves on to the Sweet 16.
As you mentioned, Velker back in. He got the inbounds, and Lightning going to work it around, take the time. 10-point lead, under a minute to go here, third quarter. This boys 18U, this is the play-in to get into the 16U. Almost a steal there by Grimes. Bailey pops it over in the corner. Campbell thought about a three, but looks like maybe they're holding for one shot here just to close out this quarter, as he could have taken that, and he would have hit the game winner in the Midwest Regional Championship, but that time was not going to pull the trigger. 30 seconds left to go here, third quarter. Lightning trying to do the unthinkable almost after last night's game and all the energy they expended in that overtime trying to get to where they could win the pool, but they couldn't do it, and they ended up playing here early this morning. And what was a curse might be a blessing, because now they won't have to play, if they were to be able to pull this one out, until later tonight, and they'll give themselves all day to rest. Here's Campbell, pump fake, goes in, little jump shot from about 10, no good. Rebound off to the Heat. They're going to have to throw it from half court, and it's no good. That's the way the third quarter will end here. 36-26, the HHBA Lightning out of Virginia leading the Tyler Heat. We'll be back with the final period of action after this break.
When my body needs relief, I real-time it. I'd like to introduce you to my knockout pain formula, real-time pain relief. It's soothing lotion, it's rich in nature's ingredients, and helps me manage discomfort day or night. And it smells great too. From muscle strains to soreness to simple backaches and arthritis. Real time it and knock out your pain. It works for me and it will work for you. Real time pain relief. It's a knockout.
Welcome back. Final quarter of action here in this play-in game. Boys 18U, Division I. The Tyler Heat trailing after leading by 1 at halftime. They're down 36-26 to the HHBA Lightning. Heat in the white, Lightning in the powder blue. That time Tomlin, the point guard for the Heat, couldn't get it to go. Battle inside. Velker comes out with it for the Lightning. Here they come, working the ball around on offense with a 10-point lead. Less than 20 seconds gone on this one. We got a whistle and a foul on the floor. Once again, Velker was going for, or Lockard rather, was going to drive. He's been able to get by his defender, get him on his hip a couple of times and get some layups down the right side. That time a whistle on the hand check. Inbounds under their own basket.
Who was the foul on? I missed it.
That I did not see. I'm going to assume it was on the guy that was guarding him, I think looked like maybe Waker Hartman. But I did not see who they called it. That time, Velker, a little elbow jumper, gets that one to go.
So he's kind of got hot in the second half. He went scoreless in the first half, and he's got 10 points now after that.
Great job. Saved it all for when it counted, and right now it's a 12-point lead. Hard to believe. Here's a Tomlin three, step back, rims out, rebound to Bailey, gives it to Velker, who will bring it up for the Lightning. Boy, the Heat have not really been able to get any kind of second look on their misses. Bailey doing a great job on the rebounds, and as we talked before, he's just done a great job in this tournament on defense. We talk a lot about the Lightning threes, but Bailey's just been so solid defending in the paint, whatever big man the other team throws at him. That time, yeah, he lost his footing. That was Joseph Wilson. He drove and tried to stop, but his back foot slid as he tried to plant it, and that's a turnover. Here come the Heat. Here's Hartman.
The Heat need to get a bucket here. They need to see something go through.
Hartman trying to make something happen. Drives to the left side. A spin jumper. Rattles it in. That's his 6th point. Second bucket of the half. And the lead back down to 10. 6:23 to go. The winner moves on to the boys 18U Sweet 16 later on tonight. Lightning once again on the attack.
And your prize for winning this game is you get MHGA tonight. Jackson Lockard with another bucket in the paint.
I don't know if that's a prize, but you got to take it. Yeah, that time Lockard went to his left and still put it up with his right hand off the glass in a strong move. There's Grimes with the putback. That's a quick bucket, and boy, he's been trying to make something happen, but so far he's just been unable to find his game. 5 points in it so far. But Bailey's done a great job on defense. That time, though, he was able to make a tough turnaround shot inside the paint. 40-30, 5:53 to go. What do you do to try to make this pace where you can actually make a comeback? If you're Tyler right now, Jeremy, you've not really been able to score much in the second half. You had 19 points at the half, just 11 so far in this half, and you've just seen an explosion. How do you stop the Lightning?
Yeah, not only have they not scored very much, they haven't been able to stop the HHB Lightning offensively. They've kind of done kind of whatever they wanted between Nolan Bailey, Liam, and Jackson Lockard have been the 3 main scorers, and they're tough to defend when they're hitting their shots.
Yeah.
In the first half, the tightly contested game, Liam went scoreless, and then the second half, he's kind of turned it on. He's in double digits now, and they just haven't been able to lock them up defensively and to stop them from scoring.
They try to put some kind of a press on initially, but then once it came into Lockard able to beat that, and they all back it off. Here come the Lightning once again. They're trying to nurse a 10-point lead, and that time, moving screen on Bailey.
Yep.
He's called for that one.
So they got the stop they needed. They got it to 10. They haven't had it in single digits in quite a while, so they can get a score here. Still plenty of time with 5.5 minutes left.
Here's a deep three, and that one's good. Connection by John Hall, and boy, that helps a lot. Now we are under double digits. It's 40-33. The Lightning lead has dropped down from 12 to 7. Let's see if they can get another stop. Here's Velker.
And that's the first three-pointer by Tyler Heat today.
It's tough when you play a three-point team if you don't hit at least a few. That time Velker went up and he stopped, hesitated in the paint, and then put it back into second gear and is able to draw the contact, and that's going to be on the floor, so they will bring it in at their end of the court. 40-33, 5:05 to go. The winner advances to play MHEA tonight in the boys' Sweet 16.
That's Jackson Tomlin's third foul as well.
Tomlin, such a crucial cog in this Tyler Heat offense and defense, but you cannot lose him. Got to be able to play the rest of this game with 4:44 to go without fouling. That time, some hand checks, and I believe that was Eli Anderson.
That's going to be his third foul.
Boy, Anderson's keeping his feet in front, but such a tough player to guard. Velker double teamed on the inbounds quickly, but he gets through it. Tomlin tried to come backside and get the steal. There's a collision. Well, we had to wait and see what happened. There were, I don't know if you could tell from the angle where the camera is, but it looked like maybe 5 different players ran into each other, so we had to wait to see which one was going to get called on the foul. And the official said that the Heat player pushed through. That time a tip, Grimes cut into the passing lane. He takes it all the way up, puts it in with the left hand, and it's good, and we got a timeout. And just like that, they have trimmed the lead down to 5 with 4:20 to go. We're going to take a short break. It's the HHBA Lightning leading 40-35 over the Tyler Heat, trying to make a furious comeback. We'll be back with the last 4 minutes of this one after this timeout. Welcome back. We have an exciting one here. We're in the fourth quarter, just 4:20 to go. This boys 18U Division I. The winner play-in game here to go to the Sweet 16 tonight and face the 3-time defending undisputed national champs MHEA. Scott Staten with Jeremy Caldwell from Drury University. And it is the HHBA Lightning out of Virginia in the powder blue. The Tyler Heat in the white with the orange trim. The Heat were up by 1 at the half. And then it was a flurry of threes and other buckets from the Lightning in the third quarter that built a 12-point lead, but they have cut it back down to 5 here, the Tyler Heat, and they are trying to continue to get more stops. They've had 2 stops in a row right now on defense, playing tough on the Lightning. And that time, great defense, a 5-second call. Waker Hartman stayed all over Liam Velker there, and the official right on top of it counted him to 5. And that is a turnover and another chance for Tyler to trim in even more into that lead.
Yeah, he never made an attempt to the goal.
Tomlin Running the offense for the Heat. He stops. A little 13-footer, no good. It rims out, but there's an offensive board for the Heat. In the corner, Hartman thought about the three, but a closeout by Campbell. They'll reset. Anderson with the ball. Here's Grimes up top, the big man. Tomlin from a college three, too strong, and it hits the top of the scoreboard, the clock rather, and that will come off to the Lightning. Missed opportunity there, but they had a couple of tries with the second chance.
Yeah,
couldn't get it to go.
Could have got it to one possession.
40-35, 3:20 to go. The Lightning clinging to their 5-point lead, and we've talked about it enough already, but you got to wonder, can those legs hold up these last 3 minutes? Beautiful bounce pass, but instead of taking the shot, Bailey decides it's more important to milk the clock. He gives it back, and there's all the way to the goal. Jackson Lockard, beautiful move. And that's a big bucket. The lead back up to 7 now, under 3 to go. Velker got his hand on the ball, but it looked like he also got some of his wrist. And so the official was right there. He makes the call. It's going to be a side out here for Tyler.
That's his first foul of the game.
42-35, 2:54 to go. On the inbounds from Tyler, it is Anderson. Gives it to Tomlin. Tomlin working the ball around. He drives to his spot. Little floater rolls across the front of the rim. Can't go, but he will be at the free throw line with a chance to cut that lead down to 5 if he can hit both. It's 42-35. 2:41 to go. The winner advancing to the Sweet 16 later on today. First shot is up, and it's good. 9 points now for Tomlin. He'll try to get into double digits in the scoring column, but more importantly, cut the lead down to 5 for the Lightning. It rattles it home, and it is good.
2:40 to go.
42-37.
It's going to be an interesting last 2 minutes of the quarter.
They had a full court press there, and as Lockard got double teamed, the official across the court said that he was hit across the back. He looked like he was a little bit trapped there, Jeremy, but the official said there was contact. Had there not been, he was going to have to rush to get that over half court.
We must have missed a foul on Jackson. That was his 5th foul. He just fouled out of the game. Jackson Tomlin.
And that is huge. 2 players were over there, and they weren't sure which one did it. As the free throw goes up and rolls off the backboard and in for Lockard, he'll get one more. That'll give him 20 points if he connects on this one. Jackson Lockard trying to give his team a 7-point lead, and he does. 44-37, but even bigger, like you said, Jeremy, the point guard for the Heat fouled out there. Jackson Tomlin on that call. Will the Heat be able to come back without their leader on the floor? Here's a 3, no good by Anderson. Ball comes off and hits the floor and into the hands of Jackson Lockard. He will bring it up. His team leading 44-37, 2:15 to go. And it's an uphill battle now for the Heat. They're going to try to double team Lockard. He throws across court down in the corner. There's a shot put up by Wilson. His 3 is no good, but on the bat out from Campbell, it goes into the hands of Bailey, and they got another chance. Lockard into the lane, flips back out top. It looks like they're going to try to take some more time off the clock. Near steal there in the paint. Yeah, and they're going to pass up shots, and then that time from behind, Anderson goes ahead and just grabs the waist of Lockard so that they get the foul, and they are going to be at the free throw line for 2.
And that's his 5th foul. So both of their guards now have fouled out of the game.
He goes over and shakes the hand of the opposing coach in a classy move, but boy, now the bat, what was going to be tough anyway, becomes so difficult when you're missing your whole backcourt for the Tyler Heat to try to make this comeback complete. But right now, it is Lockard on the line, and he's got a chance to build that lead as he hits the first, 45-37, where it's going to take at least 3 possessions, and that's if the Heat can hit any 3-pointers, and so far they've only been able to connect on 1 this game. Second shot is no good, 45-37, 1:45 to go. Hall with the ball for the Heat, and there's contact. Going to be, looks like, I think that's the 5th foul, which will put them at the line for 2.
That's Liam's 2nd foul.
Every foul over the limit this year is 2 shots, no longer the one in the bonus.
They said that's baseline.
And a little bit of discussion by the officials. They're saying that's actually the 4th team foul, not the 5th. So the inbounds from Tyler will be under their own basket with 140 to go. Boy, they are running out of time here. Trailing by 8. There's a 3. That is way short by Anderson, but the board comes off to the Heat. On the drive, Waker Hartman gets a nice little floater. Jumped off the wrong foot, but still got it to go. That is his 8th point of the game. Bringing it the other way, up by 6, 125, and loses the ball out of bounds. Heat now with a little bit of life. They're down 6 with 125 to go. We got some discussion now about who the ball went off of. And they're going to say no, it is going to the Tyler Heat.
Yeah, he threw that ball smooth out of bounds. I think he thought he had a player on the weak side cutting.
And the officials having some discussion. Apparently some disagreement on what happened there. But, yeah, I agree with you, Jeremy. It looked like and Lockhart really didn't even argue the call. It looked like he just threw it, and it was just an errant pass. So
right.
Going to be Tyler Heat ball. They trail by 6 with 125 to go. Their entire backcourt has fouled out, but still with air to breathe and some life. There's a 3 by Grimes that's short. The rebound to Velker. Velker gets it over to Lockhart. Now the Heat trying to force the issue, and then there's a quick foul at the other end. That will put Lockhart at the free throw line. Boy, Lockhart has had a game today.
Yeah, he's only missed 1 free throw. That was his last one. He's 5 for 6.
And 21 points to lead his squad, almost half his team's points. What a great effort, especially after seeing what they went through last night as he sinks the first. They were just spent. Velker and Lockhart last night were over on the sidelines, cramping up, trying to get through as he hits the second. And now it's 8 points with 1:13 to go. Boy, that was a huge opportunity. Had that 3 connected for Grimes, it would have been a 3-point game, but that's really not his game shooting outside, and you've lost your point guard, you've lost your shooting guard, and so you almost have to really have some guys that doing some things they're not used to doing.
Yeah, at this point, whoever's open, if you're open, you got to take the shot, and you can't pass up open shots. And, Liam, Velker, and Jackson Lockhart has had a really good game here, and you got to wonder they're going to have to play another game if they hold on to this lead this afternoon. And, MHGA usually don't really play a slow-paced basketball game, and I'm sure they're watching videos if they're not here in the gym watching right now.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to be noticing the cramping and probably try to take advantage of that.
Push the pace for sure. And it's already a tall. I mean, it's going to take a Herculean effort. They've still got to finish this one out. But we have to look back and give some credit to the coaches. Last night we were confused at first what was happening because they realized the Lightning that they had to win by 10 points,
right? And
so they didn't have enough time to hit enough threes, even if they had the opportunity. So they decided to try to let the other team score and then just somehow get it to tie, and it went to overtime, and then they just ran out of gas. And so we kind of questioned whether that was the good call, but boy, right now it seems like it was the right call.
Right.
There's a 3 that time. It's connected by Waker Hartman, second 3 of the quarter and of the game, and they're still breathing. 47-42, breathes life right back into that team, and they try to make the comeback. And like we said, you're going to have some guys that maybe don't step into that role, step up. And sometimes that's where you find some players that maybe are happy to let some of the leaders take the shots.
Right.
Well, now you have to be ready. And maybe they'll see that they've got some other guys on this team that are able to step into that role and hit some clutch jumpers.
Yeah, and right now if you're Tyler Heat on this inbound play, you got to deny Liam and Jackson the ball and force that ball into somebody else's hands that you can foul and send into the free throw line because Jackson and Liam are not going to miss many free throws.
So when you look at the reset with 1 minute exactly to go, you've got free throw shooters, you've got ball handlers if you're with the Lightning. And for the Heat, you are going to have to do some pressure, and you got to wonder if Coach Tomlin hasn't told them take some gambles, but if we don't get the steal quickly, we'll probably consider fouling, although just down 5, you still have an opportunity. If you can get a stop and somehow get the ball back in your hands, you'll be able to have 2 possessions where you're able to come back and tie this up, but still a long way to go. 1 minute.
If you want to foul, that's where you need to foul.
And Lightning beat that quickly, and then a foul from behind. I believe that's going to be on number 24 for the Heat. That is Jet Bell. I believe that's his second. And at the free throw line, Chris Campbell for the Lightning. His team up by 5 with 55 seconds to go. First free throw is good. This Lightning team, they can shoot free throws. Not just threes, but free throws, and these are huge in the close games.
Yep. Yeah, that was a huge one right there.
Second is good. Campbell with 4 points on the day. The Heat down 49-42. Trying to find something outside. He thought about the 3, then had to give it up as the defender came flying through, and Grimes able to put in 2. Back down to 5, 38 seconds to go, and a foul on the inbounds.
That's going to be on John Hall.
So that looks like that's pretty much going to be the MO the rest of the way. Tyler Heat are going to look for 3s, but if they can't get one, they can get a quick 2 and then a quick foul and hope that somehow the Lightning start missing. But, boy, up to this point in this tournament, they have been money at the free throw line. Lockhart hits another. He's had 6 free throws this quarter alone.
Yeah, this is number 7 and 8. He's 7 for 8 here in the fourth quarter from the free throw line.
That is clutch. Here's a three-pointer outside by Hall. Can't get it to go, but a second chance opportunity. Bailey comes away with it, and then on the pass, he is fouled. 26.9 seconds to go, and boy, things are looking grim now for the Heat to be able to come back. They couldn't connect on that 3. And that has put now the sorry, I was distracted. The official bounced the ball, and it took a weird bounce and shot up into the stands, and there's no fans at that end, so he had to kind of climb over the rail to get it, so he's laughing. But as we were saying, first free throw no good that time by Nolan Bailey. But, boy, the Heat almost had to play flawlessly the rest of the way.
Yeah,
second one's no good. Well, they got what they wanted there, but then that time Velker battles for the board and gets it to go off the Heat player, and so, boy, that was huge.
Yeah, you got to box out on the missed free throws, and, you have 2 guys there to 1, and the 1 got it.
This Lightning team is so much spunk, and then Bailey gets found on the inbounds pass. He went up for the shot, but it's called a jump ball as Grimes was able to get his hand on the ball. It will – the arrow says the other way, but it's going to stay down at this end. Inbounds, quick foul. That will put Chris Campbell on the line. He already sunk his last 2. Let's see if he can continue to do that. 23.3 seconds to go. The winner will advance to the boys' Sweet 16 tonight in 18U. And as we said, it's not necessarily the draw you want, but at least you advance as he hits the first. It's 3 in a row now for Campbell.
And if this score holds up, we're going to have the Midwest champion face off against the Big South champion in that game.
And what a route to get there. Bailey with the offensive board, but the left-handed shot won't go in. Here comes the Heat, 18 seconds, down 8. They stop. He wanted to shoot the 3 there. Hartman couldn't do it. Good closeout by the Lightning defender once again. Here's Grimes for 3. Puts it up. Too strong. Doesn't hit anything except the backboard. And then there's Hartman. Rolls off the front of the rim. Battle for the board. Another shot put up and a whistle. Shelton couldn't get it to go. He'll get 2 free throws. But with 1.5 seconds to go, this one's going to be done. And it's hard to believe because if you just look at the bracket, like you said, you're going to see 2 regional champions play each other tonight. But the path that HHBA had to take to get there, boy, incredible. What a great, great comeback and response after last night. I truly think most of us thought they wouldn't have the legs to be able to even continue.
Right.
But here they are.
And the strategy that they used in the first half to try to save their legs for the second half kind of worked out to their benefit. And there's a lane violation there on Tyler Heat. And that's going to be your ball game.
The HHBA Lightning against all odds, able to come back after trailing 19-18 at the half. They pull this one off and win it 52-45 to advance and play the 3-time defending undisputed national champs tonight, MHEA. Coming up next, we've got the Mid-South Mustangs and the Houston Raiders in the boys 18U Division I 8A game, and we'll be back with that action after this short break.